It will happen.
We're back.
Are we back? Just the two of
back.
us?
Just the two of us.
And
Make it if we try.
This is like limping across the finish line here as far as comebacks go.
Yeah, hey, listen. Especially with kicking it off with these. Freaking Speed 2 and How High 2. From the Terrible Twos wheel.
For the Terrible Twos, do we have an intro?
Nah.
Dude, we had like a month to prepare this.
Listen. Nobody did an intro.
You're the one that usually does them.
It's on all of us.
I'm trying to... You're going to have to talk for a second while I do all the tweeting and stuff.
But, we're back for How High 2 and for fucking Speed 2. And it's the two of us.
It's all Terrible Twos.
Yeah.
Dude, it was it's been what, a month? It's been a month, I think, since we did an episode, right?
Yeah, Ratatouille and a Goofy movie was the last one we did.
We had a nice hiatus throughout September. Everybody was busy. What have you been up to, man? It's good to see you. I'm happy to be back.
Same here, man. Damn it. Was not coughing before the live.
Get your shit together, man. Get your shit together.
I'm trying.
This is super unprofessional.
I've been busy. Like, I went to my second wedding today. Not 2 weddings today, but second wedding within like a week.
Okay.
2 weeks. Oh yeah, been doing shit like that.
This is I mentioned this before we went on. You're not rocking the background. You got a lot. This is almost too much black going on right over here to my left.
Listen, man, I have to. You know, I do it for the streets.
James is still in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to motivate him to tell him not let the stairs win.
Yep.
So,
but he'll be back at some point.
Yeah, he better get his ass back.
Yep.
We've been talking a lot about all kinds of stuff to do with the podcast. It's been a crazy month, man. Super busy.
Yeah.
October's gonna be just as busy, but that's different days. But I'm excited I'm excited to be back. Terrible Twos. The Terrible Twos.
Oh my gosh.
And man, oh man, did it hit us hard for the first time.
You know what I love about this show, man, is we find a way. We find a way to put some bad movies on these wheels. As you guys can remember, if I've watched this from the beginning, we used to have a wheel called the Hate Wheel. Now we have Terrible Twos.
The Terrible Twos.
Was good, Team Snobs. Was good.
What's going on?
Congratulations on 4 years. Damn it. Congratulations on 4 years.
Aaron's gonna die on screen tonight.
I'm doing this shit all week.
There you go.
Only on the live part, though.
Keep it together, man. If you pass out, you're the one that started the live stream, so it's just gonna keep going.
Hate watching this review right now. Did you watch these movies? Oh, they were so bad.
So I've been posting all week about watching these movies on Twitter, of course. If you're not doing it already, follow the show on Twitter at Popcorn and Pints. We just hit over 1,600 followers, and we love each and every one of you. We can't thank you enough for following the show, but we want to keep that growing. You can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook too, of course. But we got a couple comments on the Twitter. I refuse to call it X, by the way, because fuck Elon Musk. I can't stand that douchebag.
Exactly. And the only X we refer to is DMX.
There you go. I also refuse to pay money for anything that would benefit him. So we don't have a check mark. And if he ever forces everyone to pay for Twitter, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of. We're not gonna use Twitter. Shit, fuck that.
But I posted about watching these movies on Twitter this week. Didn't really get too many responses for Speed 2, but How High 2, which before we were putting together the Terrible Twos wheel, I honestly had no idea existed. And those were the kind of comments we were getting.
Yes. Fuck. Like, these movies lived up to this wheel's name, which is a great thing. Speed 2, what the fuck?
Hold on. Honestly, I don't know. What do you want to start with, man? I'm leaning towards How High 2 because I feel like I'm going to go off on tangents for Speed 2.
I'm good with either. You gonna go how high? We can go how high.
I feel like Speed 2 is going to really derail some conversation.
Hang on. I gotta pull up some of these comments.
Oh, we've got comments.
Yes, sir. Seeing this, hate watching this review right now. Jason, you should check it out. You might like it.
I have boycott. Why? Why are you boycotting How High 2? I'm curious.
Sorry, I was talking.
I want to be on a bad sequel show
today. I want to be on a bad sequel show. Jason, I can definitely make that happen. Yeah,
that's true. He can.
I can make that happen. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mick's gonna be on that episode too, or episodes. You know what that means, people. You know what that means.
Episode 2. I heard 2.
Yep. Or episodes.
All right.
Well,
I don't know.
DC Young Fly, I find funny and other things. Like he does stand up. He's hilarious in that.
There's the man.
He's hilarious and on what's that fucking show called?
Wildin' Out.
Thank you. I'm Wildin' Out.
Which,
and like I said,
so I don't know which one is which.
The skinny annoying one is DC.
That's DC. Okay, I did it though, like the more hyperactive one, as opposed to the guy with the. I did enjoy him more than the guy with the red hair.
Yeah, like outside of this movie, he's fucking hilarious. Hey man, his crew.
And fucking at this point, I feel like if you're a rapper and you use the word "little" in front of your name, you're fucking lazy.
Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
My spirit brother, Chris.
What up, Jason?
I don't know what that means.
No idea. Hey. If you're a rapper, get your shit together and stop using the word "little" at this point. There's too many. There's too many.
Lil Baby was in this too, Chris.
Little Yachty? What the fuck kind of Yachty? That's one of the dumber rap names I've heard. By the way, I couldn't even. Does he actually have songs out? I've never heard him.
Oh yeah, he's been out for almost probably 8-10 years now.
Really? So this movie came out in 2019.
Yeah, he's been out since probably 16, I want to say.
If not longer. I don't know. I don't listen to his music, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, he's probably always been doing, obviously, but you know what I mean? He became a little bit more prominent, I guess.
I assume he must have had some stuff out to some kind of popularity to get a role in any kind of movie, but
yeah.
But like the comments we had on Twitter when I posted about this, I had no idea this movie existed before we were putting together our Terrible Twos wheel.
That's hilarious.
And looking into it, this was a straight up made for TV movie by MTV and like VH1. And you could tell while you're watching it, there's not a single swear word in this movie.
And it kind of sucks too, because I liked the original How High.
Yeah.
If you're that was Redman Method Man, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you're gonna make a sequel to that, I don't know how you decide to go straight up made for TV, easy on the language type movie.
Yeah, that was a bad call. Bad call. No, smack your hand.
It doesn't make sense because you're making a movie about smoking pot and all these
the fun shit.
Yeah. R-rated behaviors behind those kinds of adventures, and they can't swear. It's weird.
Doesn't make sense.
Financed by Mr. Nick Cannon, I bet.
Did he really?
I'm saying they do the show on MTV, and that's one of his guys from the show. So I'm sure he had some type of influence in helping get it made.
I don't know if he did or not, though.
I meant to look. I got to start looking
It's
up
something
notes
that wasn't
again.
that great. It probably has something to do with Nick Cannon.
That's a fair point.
I mean, Drumline wasn't bad, so.
Okay, name one more.
What other
I just
movies
said
was
Drum.
he in?
He was in a heist movie. That was okay. What was it?
Love Don't Cost a Thing.
That
Not
was
the heist
okay.
movie, but I don't know what else he was in. I forgot.
Love Don't Cost a Thing. Love Don't Cost a Thing.
I never saw Drumline. That Love Don't Cost a Thing sounds familiar.
Drumline was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Drumline was decent.
Drumline was pretty good.
Sorry, I'm trying to wake up.
Nah, his music fucking sucks. I can't defend that shit.
Nick Cannon?
Yeah, don't you don't want to.
At this point, he's just doing shit to pay for child
I'm a
support for his 12
gigolo.
kids.
No, he was
got billions, bro. He's got billions.
No, he did some interview not long ago where he talked like there's a certain amount he has to make, like in the millions, like each month just to pay for all his kids. Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, he does a lot of fucking.
It's like 2 or 3 million a month, I think, or something like that.
That's wild.
Hey, fucking pocket change.
Yeah, that's nothing for him. He owns how many networks? He's partnership in sports venues. He's got music label shit. Like,
or you could have just paid $1,000 or $2,000 and got snipped and taken care of that after child number 5.
Nah. Yo, did you hear fucking I think it was last Valentine's Day. Kevin Hart sent them a vending machine full of fucking condoms.
Yep. He was like, why did you send me? He was like, obviously you need these. Oh man.
He was because I think the other part of the joke was he had taken a claim to celibacy for a while, and Kevin Hart was like, "You're not gonna last, so here you go."
Oh man. So how high too? Did we didn't do early ratings?
Well, we could do our ratings now. Boom.
Oh, I am gonna go 3.5.
3.5.
3.
I couldn't quite give it a 4. That's for sure.
1.
Wow.
I hated this shit.
I'm surprised. Thought you'd like it a little more than that.
Nah, fuck that. Because it wasn't it wasn't funny. It wasn't I chuckled at some points. I laughed at some points, but it wasn't really a funny movie overall.
No, it had a couple chuckle moments for me, and that was about it.
And that's a huge thing you get from the original How High, besides the fact that it was just a fun movie. And and another thing too is the chemistry wasn't good at all between the main two characters. Like Redman and Method Man in the originals, they're literally like brothers in real life. So them just acting together and the way they were acting just in that movie, even if their acting wasn't the greatest, their chemistry was fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, it just seemed like kind of just like, hey, let's get this guy, and boom, movie. Like it would have. I'm not saying the movie would have been good, but the movie would have been better if they would have just used what the hell are they called? DC Young Fly's crew. You know, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, and there's a third dude, but just using those 3 and just having a trio instead of a duo because they're like a real they do stand up together. They're together all the time, so it just makes sense. And you had 2 of them in the movie anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah, this movie just wasn't that funny to me, man. That wasn't funny enough for me. The story was fucking corny as fuck. It didn't make any sense. I mean,
I didn't go into this expecting some kind of well fleshed out story.
No, not. I get that. Like, it was cool that they went back to the old formula. That was cool. It was cool they paid homage like that. But then everything else about it was just like, what the fuck? What? This shit was in the wall the whole time. You're now just finding it. Now somebody just randomly takes it and just you go on this wild dumbass goose chase, and there's only one person that lives right next door that's doing the same shit that you're doing, and you believe him that he goes through.
That did surprise me. Like they actually believed him enough to go on that chase to like the high school and shit like that. This guy is clearly the person that stole your pot. I mean, come on, man. Come on, guys.
Exactly. And it just fucking, I was like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Like, listen, usually I like to smoke some weed and enjoy some movies. I'm sitting here, I had my bowl packed, I'm just ready, just waiting, right? I waited until this movie was damn near over before I started even smoking. I just didn't even want to smoke with this movie.
You probably should have done it before it started.
That's what the plan was, to do it like, hit play. Because what I usually do is I'll just chill, get ready, get settled, and then start the movie, and then start smoking as the movie's going. But this one didn't make me want to do that. This one, I'm like, nah. You know what? I'll just wait. I'll wait.
I mean, so as far as the jokes that made me laugh, he's working at the fast food place when the movie starts, and then those girls come through, and he goes and smokes with them, and they tie him up, and he's found under the table the next morning.
Oh,
when he has to give after the bong gas mask and stuff like that. But when the manager's firing him and he has to give him his shirt, and then he's wearing the wife beater underneath it, and the manager's like, "How'd you get ketchup on your nipple?" That was just like a quick throwaway joke, and that actually cracked me up.
That one kind of worked.
Oh,
Nick, that movie wasn't bad at all. Took the wife to see it when it came out.
I want to see that Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I would. I want to see that. It's got to be on something
on Disney Plus. So it was pretty good.
Oh, that's right. Good. When he's at the bank, and because he wants to start, what was the name of the app he wanted to start? Two snacks. Two snacks,
I think. 2 snacks or 2 snaps.
Something. Two something. But the bank guy's like, "Do you have any collateral to put towards the loan?" And he just whips out all the gift cards and shit.
He whipped out bad gift cards.
Yeah, he whipped out gift cards as collateral. I thought that was a pretty good joke. Just the character of Big Bane. He might have been my favorite character in the movie. The way he was talking about his crap house, how it used to be nice, but he turned it to crap or something like that. Like he's been in the game for as long as you can remember. My favorite line of his is when he mentioned he introduced Whitney to Bobby, and everyone and his whole game's like, ooh, it's like, all right, that actually was pretty funny.
Oh yeah,
and
they really need each other. They really need each other. Then that's what he was saying to them.
And what the fuck did he say as they were walking away? So little Yachty and DC are walking away after talking to Big Bang, and he yells, "Remember Albie?" And they're like, "Who's Albie?" It's like, I'll be banning your mother tonight," or something like that. Big Bang was the best character in the movie.
Oh man,
and then you find out at the end he was telling the truth about banning the guy's mom the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. Mom, nobody wants to see that.
That was my favorite. He was my favorite character.
Oh my gosh, this movie was just so fucking.
It was pretty dry. I mean, that's the worst part about it. It's almost like there wasn't really any good music to go along with it. I mean, if you got a hip hop icon, you got pot smoking, you gotta have music to go with it, and you gotta be funny. And that misses it, like especially in a buddy comedy like this.
Yeah,
it misses its marks.
And that's why I'm saying, well, 1, you got to make it R-rated, and 2, you got to use DC Young Fly and his guys, because
Little Yachty's 3 Geeks podcast. Is Little Yachty's acting better than his rapping? I don't know his rapping, but his acting sucks.
I would say no.
I honestly don't know. No,
I would say no. He's not an actor. He's barely a. I'm sorry. I don't want to say that. Well, no, yeah, he's barely a rapper. I don't like mumble rap either. So I'm very biased and angry at mumble rap. I feel like hip hop's been ruined in the past 5 years.
Mumble rap is not appealing.
No, it's not.
But
Not
this
for me.
movie, I think this movie was clearly just a cash grab, or a try to be cash grab by like MTV or VH1. You want to capitalize on two stars that are trying to make a name for themselves, put them in a movie. I don't know, man. If this was actually written to be an R-rated movie for the theaters and stuff, this would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
This was written so they could show it on TV without having to censor it. And I think that's the big problem with this.
Pretty
But
much.
why even do it? Because it sucks, and they know it sucks. Nobody talks about this shit. Just us now.
What about the booty cloud though? There was the booty cloud.
Yeah, there was the booty cloud, but I mean, you could have threw
Or
this movie in the booty cloud.
Yeah, I'm still
so
not with it.
after when they go on the hunt for their pot, and Lil Yachty and DC go back to the high school. What the fuck did his hat say? Was it Coochie King or something like that?
I think
Coochie
so,
King.
yeah.
But then they have the flashback of him banging the principal's wife, and he's got he's on the intercom or something like that.
Oh, he's like, I'm definitely getting an A in this class now, or something.
I don't know. That was stupid.
And
But that was funny.
The wife was wearing the coochie. Well, what made that part kind of funny was when he was like, him and his cousin were talking. He was like, I don't even know why the principal hates me, man. He was like, it was just a senior prank. He was like, you were fucking his wife. Well, he said you were banging his wife. I was just like, oh my gosh. But that right there would have been funnier had it been swearing, saying you were fucking his wife.
Yeah. They just
like there's certain things with certain types of content. Because I know there's people out there, you don't have to swear for everything to be funny, but there is certain things and certain types of movie and certain types of humor that shit just makes it fucking funnier.
No, the PG-13ness of this movie ruined it.
Yes, it did.
That was the biggest speed bump here for making this a decent movie.
No, I mean they could have made it a little bit wittier, and they could have made it work within the PG-13. But at the same time, again, certain context for certain types of media, you just have to make sure you're hitting certain marks for the audience that you're delivering for. They barely hit the stoner crowd really all that much with the humor. They barely hit just comedy fans. Again, cash grab. They put a newer rapper who's a little more known in with a guy who's kind of funny and up and coming, and people know him from a national show. But other than that, sad.
The another quick joke that I thought was funny. So when they're on the hunt for their magic weed, they go to the college and they run into those two girls again from the beginning.
Did they have one cup?
No cups.
Gotcha.
That would have improved my score. So it's like a black girl and a white girl there, and I forgot how it came. They mentioned Suge Knight or something like that, but they say Sug, S-U-G, like S-U-G, Suge Knight, and the guy's like, "You mean Suge?" And what's he say to the white girl? He's like, you got to stop watching black movies. You're ruining the culture or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
That was pretty funny.
That's exactly what he said. There was bits and pieces, but not enough to make it.
There's a few jokes that make you chuckle, and that's the best thing I can say about this movie.
Kevin Smith should remake How High.
That would be interesting.
How High, the Next Generation.
That could be actually. I think that could actually be pretty good.
You got to get the right people in it.
If you get the right people, I think he could do that.
Yep.
Who would you throw into it at this point in the game?
And it can't be Red and Meth?
I know, because they could be in it. They could be in it as like cameos, you know what I mean? Because Kevin he loves cameos, but
I don't know, man. I'm not that tuned
I
into
don't
the
know.
hip hop culture and all the rappers and stuff out there or actors in that would take on that kind of persona. So I don't know
Yeah.
if I could put together a good cast for that.
If shit, just think of two actors you think can pull it off.
I feel like Seth Rogen could do if he had somebody else to kind of.
I'm kind of tired of seeing him in that role.
How many times have you watched Pineapple Express?
I mean, I've only seen it a few times, but after like the second, you see that twice. I'm like, I don't need to see this again. Like I've seen this guy do what he was known for. That's enough.
Yeah, who the hell would we put in those place right now? If How High was a new movie in today's generations, who the hell would we put in that place? That's a great question.
I think you need somebody that's known for smoking or
Burner,
somebody
the guy who
that
made cookies, the cookies brand.
who?
Burner, he's a rapper that ran with Jay-Z and all of them, but he made the brand name Cookies that has their own strains. They have their own apparel line. They have their own smoking devices. He'd probably be someone decent.
I want to see someone that's into that culture and then someone you wouldn't expect whatsoever. Like a big profile name. Somebody like fucking Harry Styles. That's what I want.
Funny.
I want to see him and a stoner in a How High type movie. That's what I want to see.
Pete Davidson and
let's not let's not do that, Chris. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I don't know. I think you need somebody you may expect in that type of role and someone you wouldn't.
Or two that you would. I mean, it doesn't have to be someone that you wouldn't necessarily, because the original one is two people that you would expect to be doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. The
nobody's really doing the stoner comedy much anymore either. I mean, it's becoming such widely kind of recognized and like accepted at this point that it's starting to get towards that point that like I don't know if there are going to be many people that are going to want to be playing the stereotypical stoner. You know what I mean? Because nowadays we don't want the stigma. You know what I mean? Especially,
it's definitely died down, and I think part of that is how many times, what kind of original story can you tell around that now that hasn't been done? I think that's more of the issue than it is anything else. Maybe. You don't want to. I mean, if you're going to go to this, there's nothing wrong with going out there to try and make a good stoner movie, but can you do something that hasn't been done already? Like there's not a wide variety to that kind of genre, I think.
That's a good. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point there.
If you have a new scenario and something like that you can build a story around with stoners, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I totally forgot. When they go to the frat party.
Oh yeah.
And the guy pretends to be in the fraternity there, and they start dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to have him do the flip there.
He got fucked up.
And he got fucked up, and he knocked over the ashes of like the founding members or something like that they had in urns.
Mm-hmm.
And and then when they're leaving, the guys are trying to smoke the ashes of the founding members. They have the ghost and everything.
Paying homage to the first one.
Yep.
I get that. I respect that.
That was good. Tobin, the white nerdy virgin.
Yes.
As the guy that was, running the frat at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they called everyone in, like, I did enjoy the fact that they called in all the people they came across throughout the movie at the end there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The cook, Tobin, the clown that they sold pot to. She's like, I love my job, but I hate kids. To try to smoke out the building. The villain in this movie was Chloe from the TV show 24. I can't think of her name. Actress, comedian.
Yeah, I like her.
That surprised me. Actually,
Yeah.
I went down. Sarah and I went down to the city and watched her do stand up.
Nice.
Uh the book that Tobin had in the frat house I wrote down, Kama Sutra for Small Men.
That was funny.
That was pretty funny. Or was it when Little Yachty had the red hair? Was that Little Yachty?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he's finding out that he had been dreaming that he had superpowers or something at the end there,
That part was pretty funny.
and they were telling him, and he's remembering how stuff actually happened. That was pretty good. Where he didn't summon that book to him. He's just on one knee on the floor with his head down, and someone just goes and gets the book and hands it to him.
Oh my god. Yeah, see, those parts were kind of funny, but like looking back, it sounds funnier. But again, it was a handful of laughs, chuckles. Most were chuckles, then you had a couple laughs. I'm just like, this movie just didn't.
Yeah,
do
man.
it at all.
I am more than anything. I'm happy this movie was not even an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. I was happy when it was over with. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Happy.
Do we blame the writers or the actors on this one?
Everybody.
I think they were under too many restrictions to make a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they thought they would just take two people that were making a name for themselves. They would take a popular or a franchise that had a following and just try to do an easy cash grab. Like, I don't know if the intention was when this idea started floating around, if they intended to write it for a theater, make this as a theatrical release, or if this was meant to be straight to MTV or VH1 or whatever it ended up on.
The other problem too is, I mean, they market it as a sequel, but it has nothing to do with the first one.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nothing at all. They don't mention the other characters. It's like,
No,
is it even the same town? I guess maybe, right?
They could have. There was no need for this to even be called How High 2.
Right.
Nah.
This
Should've
could
been
have.
called How
You
Come.
could have put. Yeah, you could have put in named this anything else that had to do with smoking pot.
Yeah.
But they probably. I don't know. I wonder if they had to get the rights to the name How High or something, and then tried to cash in on that or what. But it's a total misdirect if you think this has anything to
Nope.
do.
And that's why nobody knows. That's why nobody knows about it, because this is the type of movie to where if it hit and it is the way we expected it, we were hoping it would be, like how the first one was, funny and shit. Oh, this would be okay. Boom, we're watching this. This is stamped. Now we're gonna check this out. Yo, check this movie out.
Not even written. It's not even written in the vein of the first one.
Not at all, and not at all.
In fact, I'm lowering my score from 3.5 to just 3. By the way.
Yeah, I mean, what made the first one really good was the whole premise of two dudes from the hood, and they end up going to Harvard, Ivy League, right? And then they start selling their shit, and then they start trying to come up with their own shit. It's like, that's super dope. Like creating a new market. You got these charismatic people who technically, I guess society would say, doesn't even belong in this situation, and then they prove themselves, right? So that's super dope. But this one was completely a waste. Like there's no relevance to any of these characters as far as their growth. There's no relevance to the situations they get into. There's no relevance in any type of their development, if you want to call it that, throughout the movie. Sad.
Nope.
Sad.
Yeah.
It sucked.
I don't know, man. I think it's time to spin that wheel, though.
Gotta do something first. Gotta show something.
Oh,
first.
are we pumping up someone's feelings?
No. Cast us for a cause.
Yep.
Next Friday the 13th, people.
Ooh, spooky.
We are doing a script read, and we are actually going to be reading the original script of Friday the 13th. More importantly, it's all for lunch, which is a program that helps feed kids, school lunches, because they shouldn't be paying for them school lunches. So I'm going to drop it in the comments in a minute. But yeah, trying to raise money to help these kids eat. Our goal is just 500. Our goal is
Mhm.
just 500. And if we reach that goal, something cool is going to happen. And I hope it fucking happens. I'm just crossing my fingers hoping this happens. I'm gonna bring Chris up and let him explain to you what's gonna happen.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is my first time interacting with Casters for a Cause. I loved what they did the last time. So if we hit that goal of 500, I will be actually cutting off my hair, which I've been growing for 5 years.
Holy
live
shit.
on stream, all off.
Wow.
And then we're going to take it one step further. I'll donate it as well so that they can make a wig out of it, somebody in need or whatnot. Big deal. Now, if we don't hit it on the stream, then my hair won't get cut that day. But if we do pass that by the end of the campaign, because there's going to be 2 more weeks for you to be able to donate to the cause, which I think it's great. What is it? I'm getting tongue twisted. All for lunch, lunch is for all. Let's feed these kids. Let's help the unfortunate, and then let's also through my stream as well. Let's help somebody who needs a little boost. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people struggling out there with certain conditions where they may lose their hair. That has an effect on somebody's, self-esteem and confidence. So that's an added bonus that I threw in there as well. So I'm hoping that everybody finds the shorts that I've been putting up, whether it's on YouTube Shorts or TikTok, shares it and helps us get some great donation going for whatnot. Sharing is free. Getting down in the comments is free. Letting people know if your voice is free. And if you come on down and support, I'd be happy to make sure that I get it all off for you guys live on stream. So good luck. I hope everybody opens their hearts. You don't have to donate a lot. If you got some pocket change you can spare, cool. And if you don't, I understand. But at least do me a favor and hit that share button.
Boom. That was beautiful.
Have you really been growing your hair for 5 years?
5 years.
How long is it?
Probably just past mid back if it's straightened. And I'm 6'4", so.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't straightened it in like a year, but if I were, last time I straightened it, it was like almost down to the end of my shoulder blades.
So when you say you're gonna cut it, are you just putting it in a ponytail and then like snipping the tail or what?
No. Straight up, all off.
Oh, shaving the head.
Doing it all,
okay.
collecting it all, and making sure because there's I think a 12-inch limit or minimum. For
I was gonna say how long do you have to donate?
I think it's 12 inches minimum.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm one of the only hairdos I've never done in my life is a full baldy. So let's see how that goes and make me do it. Come on in and make me do it.
I want to see that.
Me too.
Are we only down to 3 wheels?
Yeah, there's a couple we got to get finished up.
Yeah, okay. He's been yelling at me kind of quietly.
Well,
I own the chick picks and I owe him the terrible twos on this.
What I'm gonna end up doing is just
Hold on, are there only 2 movies on this wheel?
4. I could have just called it, but it's whatever.
Oh, all right.
The Sonic 2 and then what was the other 2?
I don't know, but that's what we're hitting.
Double Dragon and something.
Holy shit.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, excuse me.
Pit Fighter.
Pit Fighter. What the hell was Pit Fighter?
I don't know. That was
honestly, for that matter, I don't remember Double Dragon movie.
And then the other one is Sonic 1 and 2. Might as well just knock that out.
Pit Fighter. I've never heard of this.
I think that.
Oh my god!
What year?
The game was in 1990 by Atari.
Let's see. Wow, 1990 seems recent by Atari standards.
Yeah, let me see what Pit Fighter movie when that came out. Pit Fighter movie came out in 2005.
Wow.
Which is also on Tubi and Plex. So if anybody wants to watch it and get down in the comments with us for the next Popcorn and Pints, please
Tubi.
Please do.
Tubi is a free service that is available.
Tubi is a great service. Not a sponsor, but can be.
No, we will take any sponsor we can get. What was I going to say? We're going to have to repopulate the video game wheel because there's more video game movies out there. That's for sure. I feel like that one's a keeper.
Yeah, we could do that.
At least
Let me
they'll
take it
also
down
be
for you.
revisited as time goes on, because I mean we're gonna have sequels to some of the movies that
Yep.
recently came out, and more renditions. We got a Mortal Kombat sequel that's supposed to be coming out.
I can't wait for that.
Is it me, or do I feel like, am I alone in this, that we're kind of due for a new Street Fighter reboot?
You know what? I bet that depends on how well the next Mortal Kombat movie does.
You think so?
think it
We've
does.
had Tekkens that were
I don't want a movie. I want a series. I want an 8-episode series
Of
where they
Street
can
Fighter?
dig. Yes, where they can dig more into the characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many.
Agreed.
There's so many characters. I feel like that's the way you have to go with something like that now.
I feel like they can do multiple seasons of development without having to concentrate on each character, but they can pick, like, let's say 4 or 5 main character story arcs that they go down, and then you get a bunch of the other characters that come into the kind of what Star Wars is kind of doing right now, but with Street Fighter, how they're bringing in certain characters from different pieces of media that they have, like the cartoons and Resistance and all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
You can. I don't. Yeah, you could easily. I feel like you could really flesh out a universe with one of these fighting games.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you have, settle on like 4 main characters for your first season. Have cameos from some of the characters that are going to be main characters in like the second or third season, so you can establish them and shit like that.
Yeah, that would be a cool balance if they concentrated on like 3 good guys and 3 bad guys, 3 villains.
Because otherwise, you're trying to cram too many fights people want to see into 2 hours, and you can't build a story around that.
No, but if you do, again, if you do a series, you can even do it to where it's episodic, to where, because you know how with Street Fighter, how it goes from like Brazil, Japan, USA, all this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Each episode could just be in that country or whatever continent, whatever it is, and maybe you don't see that main character until later on in the episode, so late in the episode, and then you
need time to tease characters.
Yep. And then the payoff after all of everybody's kind of involved is a tournament for a whole season type deal. So like you got them training throughout the world, bumping into each other, running into each other, facing each other, building these nemesis situations, right? These arch nemesis, and like yeah, that's it right there. Arch nemesis, or these buddy situations like with Ryu and Ken. And then you get into, at the end of it, once everybody in the world's developed and the universe is developed, then you got the whole big tournament that then has the underlying plot of things like Shadow Lu or this, that, and the third that starts to come out. I think that'd be super dope.
I think that's the way you got to do something like that, just because sheerly based on the amount of characters. Honestly, if not nothing else.
Who makes the cut though? Do we see all of the characters from all?
So you want
25,
Cobra
30 years?
I don't know, man. It depends how you flesh out the story. Cobra Kai is Street Fighter. Honestly, I haven't watched Cobra Kai, and that's something I need to do.
I haven't either, so I couldn't even.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's gotten high praise its entire existence, right? So far,
pretty much. There was some downfalls there at the beginning. They kind of pulled it back. But
is the final season coming, or did the final season already? Is it already out there?
Not 100% sure, actually.
Because I think they were wrapping it up, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Mr. Miyagi makes a come. No, I'm kidding.
This guy.
Do we want to talk Speed 2?
I guess we have to.
Yeah. I don't want to because it angers me.
Oh, now I got to hear this.
Speed 2, fuck you. That's what I'm gonna start with. But let's dive into the ratings. This one's another 1. Fuck this movie.
This movie is a fucking black mark on cinematic history. That's the best way I can describe this piece of floating shit. I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad, man. And I love Sandra Bullock. And, bro, no. This is literally the epitome of we don't give a fuck. We made money on the first one, so we're going to do something. I don't care. And then they were able to convince Sandra Bullock to come back and stick with it. How the fuck did she just not walk off set?
Money, man. They
two.
just threw so much money at her
I give it a
that
2.
she had to do it.
Bro, I'm sorry. Again, at some point you deny the money. You
So-
just deny the money and you walk away.
There's a specific interview Keanu Reeves did with one of the late night hosts. I want to say it was Conan, maybe it wasn't, but the subject of Speed 2 came up, and he and he said he read the script.
I was like, nope.
And and in no uncertain terms said it was hot shit, and he wasn't going to do it after he read it. So good for Keanu Reeves.
I do not blame him.
Because that was the right call. First off, you know what? Just the title of this movie pisses me off. It's one of the dumbest movie fucking titles I've ever heard. Cruise Control? Speed 2, Cruise Control on a fucking boat? Dude. Well, so whoever came up with that should have been fired on the fucking spot.
That's so fucking funny.
That is one of the dumbest movie titles I've ever seen. The fact that it's called Speed based on a bus that couldn't go below 50 miles an hour, and now you're putting them on a boat that can't move fucking 50 miles an hour and still calling it Speed. This is the dumbest. Already you're off to the dumbest plot I've ever heard.
Not even close. Not even close. It was terrible, but not close to that bullshit.
No, this Speed 2 at least had light. Blood Lake couldn't afford someone with a flashlight to shine the light on people in the dark.
That's true.
Yeah, they could have made this. I don't even know how, but they could have. Yeah, and that's true too. Like the fucking boat doesn't go that fast.
Why weren't they on speedboats?
Why weren't they on vacation, like enjoying the experience of a speedboat or something, or some rich friend or something? But how do you do that? Because you can't fit enough people where there's enough of a peril situation on a speedboat, unless it's being aimed at a city that's remotely controlled and it's going to go off the dock and blow up a big part of a city or something. But
so I've never been on a cruise. I wanted to go on a cruise. This movie was so fucking bad. I don't want to go on a cruise ever.
As a matter of fact, now that you said that, hey Google, what's the fastest cruise ship in the world?
Oh, I meant to look up how fast nautical knots are when it comes to their speed. I meant to look that up.
So the average speed of a cruise ship is 18 to 22 knots, which is 20 to 25 miles an hour. The maximum top speed of a cruise ship is around 3 knots faster than its real life average cruising speed. So it can max out at about 3 miles faster than, so give or take about 30 miles an hour for a cruise ship, it's saying.
Okay. So
and that's today in 2023.
They were going 9 miles per hour. They were trying to act like they were flying and out of control and shit. Come on,
bro. Maybe 20 miles an hour. They could have secretly put jets underneath to make you think it's speeding fast. Give me rockets, something. Fast and Furious, fix this movie. Like,
oh shit.
So I'm watching. Once I got past the title, which still annoys me, just the wordplay. Everything about the fucking title is stupid. Cruise Control. Go fuck yourself. Whoever came up with that, I want to punch and slap. I would love to slap whoever came up with the Cruise Control title in the face.
Someone needs a hug.
But like this movie's 2 hours and 5 minutes or something like that. It took 44 minutes before you realized the point of this fucking movie. And Willem Dafoe, however the hell you want to say his name. Why he was taking over the boat. They don't show him going after the jewels and stuff like that, or even mentioning that he was sick and had developed like the navigational system almost halfway through the movie. Like, why the fuck am I watching this?
Stupid. That was stupid. And he's like helping himself with leeches. Like, what the fuck?
You don't know what's going on with the leeches because they introduced the leeches before that, where he's using leeches on himself. Like, what? There's no explanation for this. And you know what oh god, so many things about this annoy me. But you know, another thing high up on my list, for someone that developed the navigational system for this boat, had clearly fleshed out this plan to hijack the boat, steal these jewels, and get off the boat. Almost the entire second half of this movie is literally William Dafoe running, going through all these hallways from one side of, like, from the front of the ship or wherever the fuck he was to the back of the ship. Like, how big is this fucking boat? Why is it taking this asshole 45 minutes to get to the back of the boat when when it's already been cleared off? They're chasing him through this boat for 45 minutes. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Just make this end.
And that's why this movie just doesn't work. Because even okay, so if you wanted to be able to have a ship or a boat that could get away from, let's say, the Coast Guard, you'd have to be able to do over like 40, 45 miles an hour. Oh, I'm sorry, over 60 miles an hour. That's the fastest that the Coast Guard and military has a boat that can go. But there's speedboats that are made for competition, yada, yada, yada. And there's like the world's fastest one did 317 miles an hour. But that's basically it, just skating across the water. But that's also a multi-jet powered boat.
Yeah.
But okay, so the speed thing is stupid, but the danger with a boat of this size is it's not easily stopped. You can't,
Right.
So it's going to keep up.
Right. It's not easily stopped, yes. But that boat, that part where fucking it's going through all that shit, not slowing down, and now knowing that shit was only going 9 miles per hour, because they said 9 knots. That shit is not doing all of that.
9 knots, so that's like 18 or 22 miles an hour, some shit like that.
I thought you said it was this. Oh,
no.
Even so.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and this brings me to another high point on my list of why this is one of the dumbest movies ever created.
I've been hit by a car going 22 miles an hour.
That's how fast I ride my exercise bike when I get on it on my days off.
I literally have been clipped by a car walking home from school going 22, 25 miles an hour. And it did more damage to the vehicle than me, obviously.
That's like the speed limit in most parking lots they ask you to drive.
Yeah.
The ending of this movie pisses me off more than... I'm not going to say more than, because I don't even know what pisses me off the most about this anymore. But it's fucking stupid because... Not only do they do their initial, we saved the cruise ship from running into that oil tanker and shit like that. So they divert it to the side. They destroy this resort town that it clearly has an economy built on its tourism and the people that are there and everything like that. So they destroy this fucking small ass town. And then he goes after Sandra Bullock. I don't even know what the main actor's name was. That's Sandra Bullock and Willem Dafoe are the only two people in this movie I know.
Jason, what the fuck was his name?
And the fact they had to be huge stars, otherwise this movie would have tanked their fucking careers like it did everybody else in it.
Oh, this movie was
Jason Patrick.
Okay, that's what it was. I'd be shocked if he worked. Did he even work again after this?
Where's his IMDb?
There's a lot of stupid shit. So when he goes to try to save Sandra Bullock from Willem Dafoe, and they're on that plane, and Willem Dafoe's trying to take off, Jason Patrick steals the boat from the black couple there. The guy's on the date. He says he's on a date and stuff like that. Which that was some funny banter. But where he harpoons the plane and pulls reels himself in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, this is dumb as shit. Gets Sandra Bullock off the plane. Willem Dafoe crashes that plane on the oil tanker. And then the oil tanker eventually blows up. So
can I say something really quick? Budget.
Yeah.
They're saying the budget is between 110 160 million. Guess how much this shit made?
70 million?
Yeah. No. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say maybe 85, 90. I'm gonna say they barely broke even, if that. I'm sure they still lost something.
164.5
They made money on this?
And yet it's still considered a huge bomb.
One of the worst sequels ever made, I think.
Yeah, shit.
that Jack guy has done other things. He was in Incognito. He was in Narc. He was in another one that I know, The Alamo. He was in Lost Boys, but that was prior to. And then he did a bunch of TV stuff and a couple other movies like My Sister's Keeper, the movie Losers, a bunch of other shit that are just like B style. Honestly, just this kind of fucked them.
But going back to the ending of this movie, they try to play off a happy ending after he rescues Sandra Bullock from Willem Dafoe and he crashes the plane into the tanker. So at this point,
do you want this?
Well, yeah, they have, that underwater kiss where he's, trying to just pass her oxygen, which doesn't work that way because you're breathing out not oxygen. And then they're on the boat, the tanker explodes. I'm like, at this point, they're playing it off, and he's proposing, basically, and they're trying to play it off like a happy ending. I'm like, did you not just destroy a small tourist town and blow up an oil tanker that was full of oil and would have completely destroyed the ecosystem from an oil spill?
You guys are over here necking.
And you're trying to play this shit off like it's a happy ending?
Ridiculous.
So fucking goddamn, it was so goddamn. I'm angry just thinking about it.
It was bad. It fucking sucked. It was a bad fucking movie. Both these movies sucked. Neither one of them.
When they're trying to escape the cruise ship, the deaf girl, like, this was clearly no part of it. It's not an integral part of the story at all. It's like an emotional try to random pull at the heartstrings type thing. This deaf girl that's on there, who, by the way, once she's trapped in the elevator, climbs it super fucking easy. Like, with her feet on one side and her arm, she's able to get out of the climbs it super easy for what has to be like an 11-year-old deaf girl.
Amen.
She climbed that elevator like that escaped convict broke out of prison not long ago. Did you see that video? Yeah.
He's back. They got him, though.
They got him. But she literally climbed the elevator that same way. So, and then there's the scene where the group of people are trapped in the hallway there while the smoke's coming out of the vents.
Through the tennis balls and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
And they're taking off their clothes and they're trying to cover the vents.
Fucking sturdy.
So they're taking off their clothes. They're trying to cover the vents.
No pain.
Sandra Bullock and Dante, the photographer, are trying. I think it was him, right? That was with her at the time. I don't remember.
I couldn't.
But they're trying to find a way to get the door open to get them out. And they find a supply closet that for some reason has a chainsaw or like 2 chainsaws in it. Like, why the fuck is there a chainsaw on a cruise ship? Not just one, but why is there 2? Because she literally picks one up and it's like it's not good enough. And here's another one that's better. Like, what the fuck? Who's cutting down? Are there trees on this fucking boat that we don't know about?
Maybe when they go to certain islands, they cut shit up. I don't fucking know, man.
And the one guy in the captain's crew had the heavy accent. I couldn't fucking understand every time he talked.
The only reason that I could think of there being something like that is like for a cruise ship to sustain its food or whatever, you know what I mean? They must have like big ass lockers of big ass cows and shit. You know, they got to chop it all down certain ways and then chop it down. You know what I mean? To make meals.
In that case, why aren't the chainsaws by the kitchens?
Right.
And a random supply closet up on like, a hotel type floor.
Let me just put these right here.
Yeah. It's just there's space here. Why don't we just store chainsaws here in case?
Oh shit, I could fit a chainsaw in this closet.
You know what would look good here in this storage closet? A fucking chainsaw.
It makes you wonder. Maybe it's a safety item in case they need to cut a door down to get into a room.
We're not doing that.
I've never been on a cruise ship. A cruise ship doors to the rooms fucking metal? I don't know.
Never been on one, never will be on one.
Oh, I can swim. I'm going.
Aaron can't
I can
swim.
swim, but I can swim, but I'm still ain't going on them. Fuck that shit. Fool me once,
Another
shame on you. Fool me
another
twice.
fun moment
Come
in
on,
this
bro.
movie. After you watch Willem Dafoe spend 45 minutes running across the ship through halls with nothing in his way, for some reason it still takes him 45 minutes to run from one end to the other.
He has an old fucking face and everything.
He's looked the same for like 40 years.
I mean, the dude is like almost 80 now, I think, or something like that, isn't he?
He's been 80 for like 45 years in the face.
But
All right,
so
go ahead, Kurt.
he gets Sandra Bullock into the escape boat there at the end, and then the main guy it tries to jump from like an upper deck. Well, Willem Dafoe is
Oh, he's
riding
70.
that boat out with Sandra Bullock and just totally fucking misses. Not even close. Like he tried to jump from the deck to land on that boat. Clearly, that was the point of why he was jumping. Not even close. Like, oh god, I don't know. There's
that
so
seemed
much.
Like that seemed like one of the things where, like, in the movie, they wanted him to land on the boat, but he kept fucking up. They were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just see what happens next. Oh
I don't
my
know, man.
God.
There's just so much about this movie to hate.
It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Doing speed on water was just fucking stupid. Just leave the first one with the buses and keep it at that. Keep it at that.
There was
this was
this.
fucking
Maybe it was Puerto Rican Chris that said it. I don't remember now because we've been talking about it for a while. This was the dictionary definition of cash grab when it comes to movie sequels.
Oh,
basically.
yeah. Definitely.
Like they made, I don't know what the finances were on the first Speed movie, but they made a buttload of money, and people still think about that as a great action movie, and it was good. And this was clearly, let's just do this for money.
Oh, let's do it again, but now let's do it on water. Yeah.
We have a franchise name that can't fail. So what's something we can attack? What's something we can tell with that name on it?
Hide me from this bullshit.
And the fact oh god, the fact that they address that she's not with Keanu Reeves by saying over and over again throughout this movie, relationships that start based on extreme circumstances never work out or something like that. They say that like fucking 10 times. I'm like, god damn it. Like the writing in this is so bad.
Lazy.
Like I've lost respect. It's hard not to lose respect for Sandra Bullock watching this.
I'm not gonna say that because money. She wanted that money, whatever her check was, whatever her agreement. Maybe at the same time, maybe when she signed on for the first one, they were like, "Hey,
no." Keanu Reeves had an option to not be part of this, so I assume she did too.
But maybe early on they said something and she just signed on with it early on. Who knows?
I'm 100% confident they just threw money at her until she said she'd do it.
I was gonna say he was like, nope, not doing it, and she was like, I'm not gonna do it then if Keanu's not there. And then they were just kept throwing money at her. She's like, fuck it, fine, guys.
I don't think I think she didn't want to do it at first, whether or not she saw the script, and then they just kept raising the price until she said yes.
Hey man, shit.
Which, you know what? As awful as this was, I'd do the same thing. Probably.
Of course.
All right, so I got two different numbers here for I got a range of numbers. So one place says about 28 million was for Speed 1. Another place says 30 to 37 million was what they used to make Speed 1.
I think Wiki's pretty accurate with that.
Yeah, but it grossed 350 million off of there. So wow.
So you made 300 million on the first movie.
Yeah. Over that.
I mean, the majority of it took place on a fucking bus. Yep. Like, seriously.
It's crazy.
You still got to make it work, though, and they did. Then they thought they could make it work on a fucking boat. Man, they didn't.
If this boat sank with everybody on it, that would have been a much better movie.
It would have been Titanic. Do another remake. Just have Chris standing in the front like this with his hair blown in the wind before he cuts it.
There you go. Yeah. You have your arms around him, sturdy. Is that how it works?
Man. Oh man. I'm too short.
Around the waist.
I'm too
Never
short.
let
What do you mean,
go.
oh
This was
man.
bad, man. This was bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, this movie was horrible. Horrible.
That's why it's called The Terrible Twos, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord have
Shit.
mercy, bro. Lord have mercy.
But I mean, we're back. We are
We're back
And
in spectacular fashion.
yes, yes. With this bullshit. With this bullshit. These 2 movies for you guys. You're welcome.
Woo.
You're welcome.
Shit, I had to
But I
drink
mean,
coffee tonight.
There you go.
Double Dragon and Pit Fighter. Hopefully those will be better. I'm sure they will be.
I have no recollection of Pit Fighter whatsoever.
Never seen it.
I'm good. I assume I saw Double Dragon.
I think I've seen Double Dragon. I know I didn't see Pit Fighter. I know I played both the games. Double Dragon, I believe I've seen it years ago, but I don't remember.
That's...
You guys ready to?
We'll see what next week brings.
There you go. You guys ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're getting out of here, people. You guys have a great night. Thanks for popping by. See you in a week. Peace. Oh, and these movies suck.
Wipe your penis.